Hey y'all, it's your girl Mac. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my channel. This is Mac Reviews. I do reviews of 90 Day Fiancé and Love After Lockup. And I'm talking now about Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 2. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this video. And you can follow me on Twitter at Mac Reviews. Alright, so I'm going to talk about Jessica and Maurice first. Jessica is, she's getting ready. She's trying to get cute. She's trying to look good because she's getting ready to pick him up in California. She says that she's getting nervous and she's wondering about whether, how he's going to be on the outside, of course. And she's wondering whether he was taking advantage of her, like using her just for sex. So I don't know. I don't know. And she talked about how he was talking to another girl before they got together. While they were still together at the beginning, the girl was sending him money, but then they got married. And, I'm glad she is thinking about that because, yeah, y'all are married, but you don't know how many other girls he was talking to who were sending him money and sending him, care packages or whatever. But she's the one who married him. So she's the one who decided to stick it out. I think, this guy, listen, he's been in prison for 7 years. He's a good looking guy. So he's probably going to be messing with girls. Yeah. So when he talked to the cameras, he said he feels exuberated. He just meant exuberant, but that's how you pronounce it. God bless his heart. So now let's move on to the next couple. I want to talk about Chevelle and Quaylon first. So Chevelle is getting ready to go pick him up. We'll pick his mom up and then go pick him up. Her mom comes over with a friend because they're going to pick up her daughter. Her daughter is so cute. And she talks about how she has introduced her daughter to Quaylon. She has taken her daughter to prison to visit him, which I was like, who wants to take their child to a prison? I just, anyway, so she shows a picture of her and Quaylon and her daughter, and she says the little girl calls him daddy, and I'm just like, I hope that's not true. She's lying. Just why? That's not appropriate. And so Chevelle goes to pick up Quaylon's mom. I don't know her name. At first, it's their first time meeting apparently. So, they're nice. Hey, how you doing? It's fine. It's cordial. They get in the car and Chevelle is like, so he coming to live with me, right? How you feel about that? And then the mom is like, I don't know what you're talking about because he ain't coming to live with you. He's living with me. Okay. And so the mom is just getting very rude and getting very like, no, he's going to live with me. I'm going in there. I'm going to take my son. And I'm like, where's your vehicle? How are you going to do that? So I think Chevelle was being respectful. I think she really held herself and showed respect and restraint. The mom didn't. And it's funny that they didn't think about the fact that Quaylon lied to both of them. Like, they didn't seem to understand that. Like, he lied to Chevelle by letting her think that he was going to live with her. And he didn't lie to his mom, but he didn't tell his mom that Chevelle wanted her to live with him. So it sounds like he's going to live with his mom. Like, he said it on camera. He was perpetrating, like, he feels so torn, but he's going to go live with his mom. Like, come on. So now, Freckles, this one YouTuber who I watch, her and another person, they found out that Chevelle, we know Chevelle wanted to be a rapper, but she's also done some like really skeezy, low rate, terrible looking hood films. One looks like porno, but from the trailer. But I'm up here thinking, okay, let us find out next week that Quaylon is a rapper. Quaylon, whatever, is a rapper. Okay, it looks like the two of them are doing this show to promote themselves. Probably, I feel like that's what we're gonna end up finding out. Watch Quaylon be a rapper. Watch. So it looks like Chevelle is trying to promote herself, but it's weird because she comes off like naive and she seems innocent, but she pretty much played like a madam or a prostitute in one of the films, and in the other film she played a criminal or somebody robbing a place, and she's cursing and saying every obscenity, and I'm like, so yeah. So next, well, oh, I wanted to also say that I think that Chevelle is being completely unrealistic about wanting to move this guy in with her and her child. I mean, it's this guy went into prison at 17 years old. He's 29, yes, but he's been in prison during all his almost all his formative years. He's not ready to be a husband. He's not ready to be a father. He's not ready for the responsibility of working a job. I mean, he's going to start working, but he has to build himself up first. So I just don't understand what she's thinking is going to happen. Uh, Again, I don't know if her and Quaylen are not even really together, and this is like a setup just to promote the two of them. I don't know, but she's not being realistic or safe about her child, you know. Next, let's talk about Scott and Lindsay. So this was interesting. I didn't realize that Scott and Lindsay have never met in person. I thought that he visited her. They've never met in person. So but he has met her, well, her grandmother, but she calls her mom because she raised her, and her daughter. Now, this brings up not red flags, but kind of red flags because it looks like there's a pattern in her family or a generational curse. She has not said why her grandmother raised her, but I'm thinking it's probably because her mom's probably a drug addict as well. Let's keep it 100. She's probably going to tell us that in the next episode, just like she's a drug addict and hasn't been with her daughter for 4 years. It looks like that's a pattern, and they haven't said it, but I bet you that's what it is. And so he has met the grandma and the daughter. The daughter likes him because he bought her clothes and he's been nice to her, and she's excited to see her mom again. And so we learned that Scott, I had to remember his name, Scott, I had a son. Now I think he said he died in 2017. I don't remember how old he was, but he was young, and I felt so bad for Scott. Like at first, I thought Scott was just an older, skeezy guy who just wanted a young chick to smash and who knew exactly what was going on, knew he was getting, but just is going along to get, because he knows, hey, I can buy this chick with money, and she'll give me what I want. I'll give her, just an arrangement. I thought he was that type of dude, but he said soulmate. He said that he thinks this is a second chance for him and Lindsay and that he gets to kind of be a father to this little girl, or a father figure, and it just made me realize, like, okay, Scott maybe is a lonely guy who was just looking for a connection, and this girl is preying on him. He's vulnerable, and she's preying on his vulnerabilities, and I don't like that. Now I'm really starting. I'm beginning. It's the seed of not liking Lindsay. She's like just as bad as the other Lizzie. So now he bought her. He said $2,500 worth of stuff, and he brought her like the newest iPhone. It looks like, and the producers asked him, do you get any sense that you're being scammed? And he's like, no, because why would she invite me to meet her mother, her grandmother, and her daughter, if she wasn't serious about me? And so, excuse me. So, yeah, apparently she's going to be staying in a halfway house for 2 months. And so I don't know. I'm a little confused as to how we're going to see her, or if we're going to actually see her interacting with him much. Apparently, she was in prison in California, and so he bought tickets for her to fly out to Mississippi. And I'm like, yeah. So now she clears it up. She started selling drugs. She started using drugs and then selling them because she said she was going to school, and I guess she got her associates, but she didn't want to continue because she was making way more money from selling drugs than she was from doing whatever job she was at. And it just looks like Lindsay is another one of these people who only looks at the money and doesn't look at the consequences. The fact that she hasn't moved her daughter for years, the fact that she doesn't have anything, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that living that type of lifestyle is not sustainable in the long term unless you're a freaking kingpin or something. I don't know. Even then, so I don't know if she is. I don't know if she has any remorse as far as understanding that the decisions she's made have been terrible ones, and thinking, you know what, I want to live on the straight and narrow. And I think she's one of these women who does not want to work for herself, who doesn't like working, doesn't like having to make money, wants quick money, doesn't want to work hard. There's people like that, and and that's evidenced by her saying she always had older boyfriends who took care of her. And then when she didn't have those guys, she went to selling drugs. She didn't want to work hard. So, and I think that's why now she's trying to convince herself or whatever to settle down with Scott, because then again, she doesn't have to work. And I think that this is the type of chick that's always going to be in and out of prison because she's never going to want to be on the straight and narrow. She's never going to want to just take care of herself. And she hasn't been in around Scott like that. I don't know. We'll see. Because it's obvious that she's in prison now, right? So she either didn't get out or she went back in. And it looks like she probably went back in. She did something illegal to go back to prison. So yeah, we'll see what happens with them. Now, next, I'm going to talk about Sean and Destiny. So this was probably the most uncomfortable segment in the show because he is telling his, I'm going to say his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his 6 children, about Destiny. Now, he had brought her up already. She kind of knew a little bit, but now he's telling her she's getting out. She's going to come live with me. I'm thinking about marrying her. Of course, his ex is just like, what now? What now? What are you talking about? What are you talking about right now? Like, what? And she's like, yo, we were together for over 20 years. You never tried to marry me. I wasn't good enough, but I was good enough to knock up. And I felt so bad for her. I felt bad for her because, I mean, this guy now we're seeing is probably not the best dude. Now, if the two of them didn't want to get married and they agreed upon that, okay, but clearly that may have not been the case because she wouldn't have said that. And it just kind of it shows you his character, because like, you've been with somebody that long and you didn't want to marry them, you had all these kids, you haven't even seen this woman in person, you haven't even met her and looked her in the face, and you've only known her for 9 months. Like, this guy looks like a really, I mean, if this is for real, he's very frivolous. But at the same time, she has to take responsibility for herself. Girl, 6 kids is not an accident. You feel me? Like, that was a choice. After the second child, second child, that's a choice. You know, you could have been stopped dealing with him. Nobody forced you to sleep with him enough times to get pregnant 6 times. So, you know, I'm seeing I'm not going to be liking Sean. Now they're shopping with her daughter. Now he says, I don't remember the number. He gave the ex-girlfriend the number of 3,000 or a couple thousand. I mean, we know he paid the 5 for her bond, or bail, but we don't know how much he's really sent this girl. I think he said it, but I don't remember. And the ex even said, you know, that's money that could have went to your kids. And I'm saying, like, listen, this girl, she needs to take him to court. Like, forget everything. Take him to court. Let the judge know this man is on TV. He's sending money, all of this. He could be giving me more money. Okay, she needs to take him to court, seriously, because I'm looking at Sean. I'm like, this is one of these low grade, you know, low class dudes. Like, he's like, I don't know what happened to him in his life, but he's not, you know, like, girl. So he's talking to his teenage daughter. He's telling her, and she just is in shock. And she's just like, she's just in shock. She's just in shock. And then she starts crying. And I just feel like it was so sad. She's just like, are you trying to start a new family? Why are you dealing with somebody that's on drugs? She does not want to meet the girl. I feel bad for her. I don't know what his relationship is like with her and the kids, but right now he's not looking like a good dude. You know, he's really not. So now, lastly, let's talk about John and Christiana. John is clearly the craziest person on this. Well, we have 2 more couples that we're going to get introduced to, but so far he's the craziest person. He tells us a little bit about his 4 marriages. Apparently he married the same person twice. And he didn't go into details, but he gave us a few things. He told us a few things. And then he was like, oh, Um, all my relationships have been short lived. I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, I don't really, he's already over 40. You should be getting some sense and learning from your mistakes at this point. I don't really get what's up with this dude. So he's coming. He's getting ready to pick up, what's the girl's name? Christiana, whatever. He's got a limo. He has a couple people helping him. He doesn't introduce who they are, so I'm just assuming they must be his family members. And so I don't, anyways. So she's been in and out of prison for 14 years. She's a drug user. She said she's never experienced love the way he gives it to her. Apparently, she said she loves him, but she's not in love with him. So at least she was honest with him. So she didn't lie to him. She's 35 years old, which we have to know because he's 46. He said they've talked about marriage once or twice, but about a month into their phone call. So he's got that that pickup truck ready, and I mean, he proposed to her and they cut the show off. I don't think she's gonna say yes. I don't understand what he's thinking. I don't get this dude. I don't know. I don't even know if he's really Native American. He said he was a scam artist. So is he scamming us? Is he scamming the state on being Native American? I don't know. So so we'll see what happens next week. I'm looking forward to seeing the other two couples. Hopefully they get introduced next week. There's a black guy. I think his name is Tyrese in a blue suit, matching shoes. He looks like he's going to be so funny. I'm looking forward to him and that other couple. They look really ratchet. Now, I just want to say this. They posted a commercial for Life After Lockup Season 3, and I don't know how to feel about it. I did not want them to do that, and it looks like they recorded some of it this year because they're mentioning quarantine. And I'm just like, okay, so, like I really don't want to see Megan and Michael. Megan. We're not going to see Megan, but Sarah and Michael again. I don't understand the point considering that it's like quarantine, so they're just going to be in the house. Like, so yeah, we'll see about that. They said it's coming in September, which is kind of like, oh, so we already know we're about to be in August. So that means we're only going to get like a month and a half of this show of Love After Lockup. Hopefully they overlap, because that means we're only getting like a month and a half. Like that's only like 6 more episodes. So hopefully we get at least another 2 months. that hopefully they overlap, because I'd rather just continue to watch this with new characters. I'm tired of seeing them other people. Let them live their lives, okay? So yeah, that is all. A second episode, not a lot happened, so that's normal. So but it's building up, so we'll see what happens next week. If you enjoyed this video, again, please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, guys, to not to give up on your dreams. Love God, love yourself, and love others. Bye.